Hello, and welcome to today's Hangout, Optimizing BIM Model for the Cloud. This BIM 360 Hangout is brought to you by Applied Software's Construction Technology Group, the premier construction systems integrator in North America. I'm Elisa Bowman, and delighted to be your moderator today. Throughout our presentation, we encourage you to interact with us by typing in questions and comments using the questions pane. We will be answering questions at the end of the presentation. This webinar is being recorded and will be available to you online on our YouTube channel. We will also send you an email following the webinar with a link to the recording. If you haven't already, please search Applied Software on Facebook and like our page to receive the latest information and special offers. When you visit our website, www.asti.com, there is a complete schedule of upcoming events, webinars, trainings, and more. Please take note of our upcoming webinars. As you can see, we're having a BIM here in Dallas, Thursday, February 18th from 5:30 to 8:30 at the Community Beer Co. in Dallas, Texas. On Thursday, March 17th, we'll be in Miami hosting BIM and Beer from 5:30 to 8:30, and that'll be at Wynwood Brewing Company. Those are our events, and our upcoming webinars are the BIM 360 Hangout, Document Management, Hyperlinking, and Slip Sheeting. That'll be on Thursday, March 10th from 12:30 to 1:30 Eastern Standard Time. In April, we'll have another BIM 360 Hangout, Automating Your BIM 360 Field Library. That'll be Thursday, April 7th from 12:30 to 1:30. You can contact me for more information. Following the Q&A portion at the end of the webinar, we will give away a $25 Visa gift card. You must be present to win the gift card, so I'll be announcing that at the end of the presentation. I'd like to introduce Michael Reuter. He will be our presenter today. He is a customer success advocate for us here at Applied Software. His background, he's a BIM coordinator and a QA/QC engineer with Walsh Construction. And he was, of course, now we've got him. He's got a master's in building construction from Auburn. And as a fun fact, Michael is a nationally award-winning illustrator. Please join me in welcoming today's speaker, Michael Reuter.
Okay, guys. So again, what we're going to go over today is optimizing the BIM model for the cloud. Here's going to be our quick agenda. I'm going to teach you guys or show you guys how to optimize your BIM model, the size of your BIM model, 3 separate ways. 1, we're going to limit what we're viewing. 2, we're going to omit or delete items. And 3, we're going to look at changing the file type of our BIM models. So actually, let's hop right into it, and we're going to actually open up a Revit model first. And this is one of so optimizing the BIM model. This is one of the problems that or questions that we get the most from our clients. It's something that, you know, it's an issue whether you are trying to coordinate your model in Navisworks or you are trying to put your model up onto the cloud using BIM 360 Field or Glue. It's a problem for coordination in BIM 360 Glue as well. So the first solution that we're going to look at is limiting our view. So right here, what we've got pulled up is just basically the entire model of just a sample hospital project. Okay. this project is about 900 feet long by about 200 to 300 feet wide, and including the site, I think it was about a mile to 2 miles of square site space. So this was just an enormous model. So it did not make sense to build your mod. It did not make sense to build the model all together at once. So what we helped this company do actually is we helped them limit the view of their model. We broke their model up. So how did we do that? By limiting the view. Well, there's two ways that we've done it. The first one that I'm going to talk about is it's really our best practice. And what I suggest is doing is designing or building your model by your floor plan. We've been going off of floor plans and building off of floor plans for seemingly forever. So and the reason that we do that is because they are clear, concise bits of information that one person can handle at a time. It's not too much information. It's just one floor, or it's just one area that we're focusing on. It's not the entire building. It's just one floor. So that's because we as a construction industry are already used to building off of the floor plan. I suggest you do that when you're building your model. So right here, as you can see, we've got the full model. What I've actually done is I've broken down the model by segment. So you can see that right here. And so then I've also broken it down by floor as well. Okay, so basically what you would do here is you would just either using our like 360 plus to Navisworks app, or just by exporting, you would just export it as an NWC, because that's the file type that I would recommend from Revit. And then what we would actually come to see is these are the data savings that you would get. Okay, so if you were to just export the entire model, it would be about 8 megabytes. But then if you were to export just that one segment, it would be about 2 megabytes. So that's about a 75% data savings. But then even from there, if you were just to go by floor, if you were just to break your model down by floor, it would be around 1 megabyte. So that is basically like an 80 to 90% savings in data, which will then make your it'll make everything move that much faster when you're up on the cloud or you're using your iPad. So another thing when I'm talking about limiting the view is only showing what you need to show. So right now what I'm going to do is, we're in Revit. I open the visibility and graphics overrides, and I turn off everything that I don't need. So what I'm going to turn off here is I'm going to turn off all of the mechanical, electrical, and plumbing system stuff, and then also all of the structural system stuff. And the reason that I would want to do that is because, well, we already know that because we're coordinating this model, we're not going to need duplicate information there. We can basically we can overlay the floor plan maybe to check that everything is there, but we don't want to have duplicate information in the model, because that's just going to, it's just unnecessary. It's gonna make the file too big. And I'm sure, as most people know, mechanical files are already big as they are, as is. So we don't need to just have more frivolous information in our models. So as soon as I broke down all this, I took out all the information that I didn't need just by unchecking these boxes. I would then hit apply and then OK. Then I would save it, and then I would either use our 360 Plus app to Navisworks, which I'll show you kind of what that does really quickly. Basically, you can just export a view, a 3D view, just a select 3D view to Navisworks very quickly. So you could just select it like that, or you could just export a view just like that also to Navisworks. And so again, that will, doing so, depending on what all you take out of your model, that'll probably save you about 20, anywhere between 20 and 80% of data size for you. So that's limiting the view. So the second way that you can optimize your BIM model is through omission or deletion. So let's stick in Revit here. Let's stick in Revit here. And so basically, one way to omit or delete is through Revit is actually by turning off. Well, the easiest way I would say is by turning off your furniture model. I would say 90% of the time, 90% of any project that I've been a part of, I don't think I've ever used the furniture model I definitely have used it for coordination, and we have not used it for quality control or anything like that. So just get that data out of there. You just either delete it from your model or you unload it. Same with structural. Most instances I've had a structural modeler that has built an IFC file, so you don't need to have, when you send your Revit model into Navisworks or into BIM 360, you're not going to need the structural information because you've already got someone doing it. So so again, I would unload that. So that's one way that you can omit or delete information. Another way which is a pretty quick and intelligent thing that we've kind of solved is in AutoCAD, because most of our most subs we find still work in AutoCAD or in something that exports to and from AutoCAD. Basically, what we suggest using is the WBlock command. So I'll show you guys how to do that here. So you just type in WBlock, and then what you're going to want to do is make sure that you've got your source set to objects, and then you're going to want to convert it to a block, and you're going to want to name your block. Just for the sake of argument today, I'm not going to change the name. I'm just going to keep it at new block. And you can set your units and all that, and then just hit OK. So it's going to ask you to select your objects. So just create. Give me a second. Okay, so I'm going to have to redo that. Select object. My screen froze for a second. So you're just going to select a fence that you're going to want to select around. So for this WBlock right here, I just want to have this section of my CAD drawing. So I'm just going to hit enter, and so then actually what I would do is just hit OK. It would save the WBlock in this location, and so I'll show you the data savings right there. So we started out with a 95 megabyte DWG file, which this is honestly one of the biggest DWG files that I've ever had to deal with. And this is exactly why, pardon, we optimized this. We actually used WBlock to cut down the size of what we actually wanted to see in each model from 95 to 18 megabytes. So that was, again, that's about a 75% savings right there. So that's just going to make your iPad run faster. That's going to make Glue run faster. That's going to make the parsing of the model, the latency, everything is just going to be more efficient and quicker if you do this. So then the last thing that we're going to talk about for optimizing your model for the cloud is just messing around with the way that you save, what file type you use. So as you can see from CAD, you could just as easily do this from Revit, but you can save it as DWF, FBX, NWC, IFC. There's all kinds of formats. But what I recommend is at the beginning of your job, you just kind of you do a test for each thing. And so for this specific project, I actually I exported the full view last night. This view right here, and these were the 4 tests that I got. So originally I exported it as an NWC, and that was a 8 megabyte file. Then I did a DWF, and that cut it in half. Typically it's about 15 to 20%, but it depends on how you've built your model, where it's come from, stuff like that. Then I also did an FBX and an IFC file, and those obviously did not help at all, so I would definitely not be doing that. But I have had instances where either an IFC or an FBX has actually helped. It's, you just got to figure out which one works for you. But I guess things to really remember are that you really want to keep in mind you want to have like a clear and concise model, and the reason that you want that is twofold. You want it so that it's easily viewable, so for when you're coordinating it, coordinating the MEP, et cetera, or when you're but also for your superintendents, so that they can view it and get around in it quickly. That's probably the most important thing, really, is you want a smaller model because you want them to have to, you don't want them to have to be a professional at moving around in glue or on the iPad. You want them to just be able to look at the model and understand what they're looking at and get to it quickly, because that's what it's all about in the field. It's not about how pretty it is or how much information is in there or how big our model is. It's all about the ease of use and speed. So anyway, that's my quick little presentation, and I'll open it up to questions.
Okay, sorry about that. I had trouble finding my mute button.
Okay.
Let's see. We have a question here. One quick question. Where do you get the 360 plus Revit add-in, and how much does it cost?
Okay, so right now, we actually just Applied Software just came out with this. So we are currently beta testing it. So we would actually, if anybody wanted it, just email me or Elisa. Okay, and we can email it to Elisa, and we can we'll send it to you, and then maybe we'll even give you a really quick 15-minute demo of exactly how to make it work for you. As you can see right here, there's 3 different ways to use it. You can either export something to Navisworks. You can send a 2D and 3D model to Glue, or you can send a 2D and 3D view to Autodesk Point Layout. So there's 3 different functions that it does. So we will, just if you guys are interested in checking that out, feel free. Just send us an email and we'll send it right back to you and hopefully show you how to quickly use it.
Great. Okay, I have another question here. If you WBlock a CAD file, How does this affect a file when doing collision check in Navisworks?
Okay, so that's a great question. So, well, it could, that's a very great question. You could, like, one of the things that you could do when you were doing a WBlock is you can actually delete that information from the drawing, and so that would actually prevent you from, once you save the block, that would actually prevent there from being duplicated information when you were creating other WBlocks. It would, I guess, it would probably cause it would cause issues like at wherever the joint was. But like the reason that we did that I cut that, you would basically want to cut it up. You'd basically want to cut up your WBlock so that it made sense to you. So, for instance, the reason that I drew that shield, or I drew that that shape, was because these are actually two different segments that kind of come across right here, and so I wasn't particularly concerned with anything that is north of this column line or west of, or I guess east of this column line right here. So I wasn't going to be clashing that stuff together. So that's why I built my WBlock like that. So my suggestion would be, when you are creating a WBlock, make sure that you've got a reason for it. It's not just don't just break your model just to break your model. Like you're typically going to want to use the WBlock after coordination, because it is a because you're not going to want to continually modify that WBlock, or every single time that you get an update from your mechanical contractor or whatever. You're going to want to do that one time so that you can shrink the file size so that it can be viewed in the field. If you have to, like, there's some instances where you're already messing with your CAD files because maybe your guys are giving you maybe files that have extra information, and you're already having to add things and delete things and edit colors or whatever. Then that would be an optimal workflow for you. But I would suggest using it for field coordination primarily, unless you could not get the model size down any other way.
So, Michael, I have another question here. What are those green boxes in the Revit project on the screen?
Okay, great question. Okay, so I'll show you that right here. We'll click on this one right here. So these green boxes, they are called they're scope boxes. And so basically, the architect, when he built this model, he created a whole bunch of views and scope boxes here so that he could basically create 3D views, floor plan views, maybe area plan views, maybe even sheets. And so basically these are really pretty easy to edit. I'll show you. Probably should have done this in the original part, but you just select the scope box that you want to use, and you just drag to whatever you want to view. So that's as simple as it is. That's exactly how you limit the view of your model. And so the beautiful thing about a scope box is that the only thing that's going to transfer from your model is what is being shown in the scope box. So any other information in this view is not going to be transferred over once we move it to Navisworks or to Glue. Any more, Lisa? Elisa? I think she might be having technical difficulties, folks. Yeah, I can't hear you though.
Okay, Michael?
Okay, there you go. I can hear you, yes.
Okay, we have a couple more questions.
Okay.
Let's see. How does Navis handle WBlock?
It basically, I'll show you. It handles WBlock just like a CAD drawing, because I'll show you my actual file. Where is optimizing? Okay, it handles it just like a regular CAD drawing because it is a CAD drawing. I'll actually open this one right here. So, basically all you have to do, you import it the exact same way. Absolutely no different than an AutoCAD file. It's the exact same. See, so you can actually see right there. It's got everything else in it. So you can import it exactly how you would your regular floor plan. Next question, Bree.
Okay. Let's see. Are the 360 plus add-ins available for AutoCAD MEP?
Let's see. No, they're not. They're only available for Revit right now. But I could definitely look into that and see if that was something that that was something that we could do. They were initially created to help out with BIM 360 Glue and Autodesk point layout, so that basically you could view a 2D plan and the model whenever you wanted. But I'll look into I can look into that, and if you would, feel free to email me or Lisa, and I'll try to get back with you guys later this week on that.
Okay, can you hear me now, Michael? This is Lisa.
I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay. So I think we have addressed all the questions.
Okay.
Is there anything else you would like to add, Michael?
No, I mean, other than just to top it all off, I mean, it's really simple to shrink the file size of your model. All you have to do is just do one of the three things that I showed you guys today. It's something that we've helped a lot of people out with, and it saved them a whole lot of headache. Whether it's even just figuring out exactly how you want to break it down, or what you don't need, or why one specific subcontractor is giving you a ridiculously large file or something. We can help you guys figure that out. So please utilize this. Please give us a call. I'd be more than happy to help at any time.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Michael. That's a great presentation. Now I'd like to pick The winner for today, let's see from the drawing, is Steve Jordan on the call. If you are, congratulations. Please confirm that you're on the call by typing in the chat box. Okay. So guys, thank you for hanging out with us today. We hope you found this hangout informative and help to your business. So we look forward to seeing you on our next hangout. Thanks so much.